Okay, so decided to do a video on another video on Canelo versus Mayweather, and this is just to say why I believe Canelo will be either knocked out. I mean, not knocked out, corner stoppage, or lose. I would say 118 to 110, either 9 rounds to three or 10 rounds to two. I don't see him getting any more than that. So let me go to the basic on what I believe a fighter needs to have in order to beat Mayweather. One, they can't be flat-footed. As far as foot speed goes, they don't have to be fast, but they cannot be flat-footed. They need to be bigger than Mayweather. Yes, Mayweather has been fighting most of his fights throughout his career with bigger fighters. I mean, well, they come in the ring bigger. They usually have a 6 to 10 pounds advantage on Mayweather. So, but still, they need to be bigger. Because I don't believe pound for pound anybody could beat Mayweather. That's just my belief. Pound for pound, if they're the same weight, I don't think you pose the physical presence in order to put pressure on them. That's just my belief. Now you have to be a pressure fighter. This is not what people believe pressure fighting is. A lot of people believe pressure fighting is Manny Pacquiao or you know you know or what's his name, Abner Morris. Those fighters, they're not really pressure fighters. They're volume punchers. A pressure fighter would be someone like Margarito, um, what's his name, Rios. That's a pressure fighter. They just stay on top of you. They don't come and just throw a lot of punches. Many Pacquiao and Morris are fighters just like to throw a lot of punches. That's not pressure fighting to me. Castillo didn't throw a lot of punches. If you look at the fight between Castillo or De La Hoya didn't throw a lot of punches. It just kept staying over Mayweather. And you need the physical size to do that. So you can't be a pressure fighter if you're smaller than Mayweather. I just don't believe it's possible. Um, Next thing they need to do. So first we got they can't be flat-footed. They need to be bigger. And third they need to be a pressure fighter. And the pressure it has to be pressuring with a jab. That's not my fourth reason, but it's part of the pressuring. You got to pressure with the jab. It has to be a legitimate jab, not those wrench fighting jab. Not a wrench fighting jab. It has to be a legitimate jab. You got to try to score with the jab, not a jab where you're just trying to find range or trying to stay busy, like Devin Alexander. You know, so that's the kind of jab I'm talking about. Next, you need to know how to fight on the inside. Now, now I know a lot of people believe that on the inside, Canelo will be physically stronger than Mayweather, or they're gonna pose a problem to Mayweather. Um, I'm here to tell you that Canelo does not know how to fight on the inside. Um, Few fighters know how to fight on the inside. I believe Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. knows how to fight on the inside. Well, that's because from his father. Rios knows how to fight on the inside. A lot of fighters don't know how to fight on the inside. And if you look at a lot of men with a fight, when he decided to not circle, he's a good inside fighter. So let's look at let's look at why I'm saying Canelo either gonna lose by 118 or 110 or by a corner stoppage. One, out of all the four things I mentioned, he only has one of those attributes. And in my opinion, my friend, that's a problem. As far as Canelo's fighting style, pressure style. If you if you're gonna look at Canelo versus Trout, I'm gonna be using Trout for this video only because that's the only legitimate that's the only legitimate fight that I see Canelo having, that he had really. The fighter that he fought that was legitimate, really. Every other fighter was either too small or too old. That's not to say he's not a good fighter. I believe Canelo is a very dangerous and good fighter. But as far as pressure goes, with the jab, he only threw 28 jab, 28 jab in a 12-round fight against Trout, and only threw 431 punch. Now let's just think about that for a minute. I don't with Mayweather's accuracy, I just don't see how Canelo or anyone, forget Canelo, anyone would be able to win a decision over Mayweather throwing only 400 and a half jab. Not 400 and a half, 430. Less than 400 and a half. Just if you're gonna average it, 400 punches in a 12-round fight. I just don't see how that's possible. You would have to out volume Mayweather in order to at least sway the judges. So a decision with that type of output would not be possible. And when it comes to fighting inside, I I, I I've never seen Canelo fight on the inside. I just never seen it done. Uh, Maybe fighters don't want to fight on the inside with him because he's strong, or he just haven't had the opportunity to show that skills. But that's one skill I would love to see if he could pull off. I just don't see him pulling it off. And fighting this guy inside is a skill that takes years to learn, at least to master. And boxing purists know it was the inside fighting that got Mayweather the win against Castillo in the last rounds, because he decided to stop circling, stop laying in the ropes, and he stood in the middle with him. I think it was the 10th or 11th round. He just started from the 10th to 11th, 12th round, and just stood in the middle with him and decided to trade. And that's what got Ricky Hatton hurt in the fight before the knockout came. And last come the pressuring, right? With the pressure of Canelo, one of the main point of pressuring a fighter is to try to corner them. Yeah, I know Mayweather sometimes goes to the rope on his own will, but you want to try to get him there. If he doesn't want to go to the ropes, obviously it's something that he doesn't want to. He feels that he'll be in danger in that aspect. If you look at the Cotto fight, he willingly went to the corner. Cotto did not corner him. With the Guerrero fight, he didn't want to stay there. Just he got cornered in there, and he basically found a way to dip out, or sometimes even hold. When he was in the corner with Cotto, he didn't try to hold. He had multiple opportunities to hold, but he didn't do it. So different fighters, it's not all the time he goes to the ropes, and Canelo doesn't have the footing to get him to the ropes. As far as movement goes, if you're looking at a fighter that Mayweather fought that's just like Canelo, it would be Cotto. And if you look at that carefully, Cotto moved better than Canelo, and that's a fact. So those are my reasons. My reason for him losing: he's too flat-footed. His output is low. And as far as winning by knockout, every fighter has that chance. So whoop-de-doo. Every fighter has a chance of winning by knockout. It's just the name of the game. That's how boxing is. So that's my prediction. 118 to 110, or corner stoppage from Canelo taking too much punishment. All right. Leave your comment. Tell me how you feel.